All right, so you want to crack the code to wealth and freedom like MJ DeMarco lays out in the Millionaire fast lane.
We're going to break it all down for here.
Consider this your cheat sheet.
Yeah, like we're having coffee with MJ himself.
Right, except without the awkward small talk and waiting in line.
Exactly.
You ready to ditch that tired old get-rich-slow advice?
I think it's time to rethink everything you thought you knew about money.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And DeMarco really kicks things off with this story, this Lamborghini prophecy.
Oh, it's such a good story.
Picture this. Teenage MJ sees a young guy driving a Lamborghini.
And it's like a total lightning bolt moment for him.
Yeah, it's not even just about the car, right? It's about realizing that wealth...
Not just for celebrities or the trust fund babies.
Exactly. It just makes him question everything.
It's a powerful example of how one single experience,
Right.
can just totally shift your perspective.
Absolutely.
It can make you think, what were those dreams you had? Those big dreams, the ones that seemed impossible.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to bring those back.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's like, why not?
Right, and the book really takes aim at all that traditional get-rich-slow advice.
Oh, yeah.
That we're all bombarded with, right? You know, go to school, get a good job, save diligently.
Invest in your 401k.
Live frugally, right?
Yeah.
Retire comfortably, maybe at 65 if you're lucky.
Yeah, maybe if you have your health, yeah.
Right, but DeMarco just calls this wealth in a wheelchair.
And he makes a really good point.
Yeah.
What if you reach that finish line?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah?
But you're too old to enjoy it.
What's the point?
Exactly. Or too burnt out.
Right, so it makes you question, is all that delayed gratification actually worth it? It's like,
What are we waiting for?
exactly.
But he doesn't leave us hanging.
No.
He gives us this great analogy, the road trip.
I love this.
He says, think of achieving wealth like planning a cross-country adventure.
Okay.
It's not just about finding the right road, but having the right equipment.
Okay.
So first, you need a reliable vehicle, right? That's you.
Yeah.
Equipped with the right skills, the right mindset. Got to have the right mindset.
Yeah.
Then you need that detailed roadmap, you know?
Okay.
That's your beliefs about money, how to build wealth, how to create it.
Okay.
Then, got to choose the right roads, right?
Okay, those are the paths you take, your career.
Exactly. The business ventures, all of that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, speed.
Speed, yeah.
Got to be able to execute, take action, make things happen.
It's that momentum.
You got it.
And DeMarco doesn't stop there. He lays out these 3 very different money maps that people follow.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting.
Right. And these maps, they determine not just your financial destination, but like the entire journey.
The whole experience.
The whole thing. So first, you've got the sidewalk.
The sidewalk.
No plan, instant gratification, living paycheck to paycheck.
That's a recipe for, well,
Yeah, not a good destination.
end up broke. Yeah.
Not good. Then you've got the slow lane.
This is that traditional get-rich-slow path. Playing it safe, following the rules, hoping for the best.
And I think we've established that destination on that map, it's more like Mediocrityville than Financial Freedom City.
You got it.
Right. And then, of course, you've got the fast lane.
This is where things get exciting.
This is where it's at.
Building businesses, creating value, generating that passive income.
Yes. So instead of trading your time for money,
You're creating systems that work for you even while you're sleeping.
this is about accelerating the journey to wealth and freedom.
It's taking control.
Taking control instead of just letting life happen to you.
Exactly. Being the architect of your own financial future, not just a passenger.
Okay, so we've got these 3 distinct paths, but how do we know which one we're actually on?
Right. Good question.
Yeah, DeMarco really dissects that sidewalk mentality.
Oh, yeah.
And he highlights these behaviors that can really keep you trapped.
Yeah, these are those bad money habits you think nobody else knows about.
Right, he talks about things like constantly job hopping.
Always blaming others, always.
Yeah, seeking instant gratification.
Instead of planning for the future.
That short-term thinking.
Yes. And it's not about judging, it's about awareness.
Self-awareness, yeah.
Recognizing those patterns can help you break free.
And another myth DeMarco busts
Oh, yeah.
is that high income automatically equals wealth.
Right, he calls it lifestyle servitude.
Yeah,
You might be earning a lot,
right.
but you're still chained to a job
Or a lifestyle.
that you don't enjoy, exactly.
And he tells this story
He's crazy.
about a famous rapper who was denied a loan.
Even though he was earning $400,000 a month.
It's mind-blowing.
Makes you think, what is true wealth, really?
It really does, and DeMarco argues that true wealth, it encompasses more than just money.
It's more than just the numbers in your bank account.
He calls it the wealth trinity.
But it's not the typical money, power, fame thing.
This is different.
It's about strong relationships with your family, your loved ones.
Yeah.
It's about having that vibrant health and energy.
Right, so you can enjoy it.
Exactly.
And it's about having the freedom to make choices.
That align with your values, that light you up.
Absolutely. So true wealth, it's holistic.
It's about abundance in every area of your life.
And that leads us to another important point. The danger of faux wealth.
Oh, this is a big one.
It's that trap of trying to look rich.
Instead of actually being rich.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Leading to debt and unhappiness.
It's like buying that fancy car to impress others.
Yeah.
But then secretly stressing about how to pay the rent.
Been there.
Right, and DeMarco himself.
Admits to falling into this trap.
Yeah, he shares a story about buying a Corvette.
After his first big payday?
He thought it was a symbol of success. But most of that money, it disappeared so quickly.
Poof, gone.
Yeah, and it really highlights how easy it is to get caught up in appearances.
Right.
Instead of focusing on building genuine wealth.
And freedom, exactly.
So how do we avoid that trap?
Good question.
What's the key to building lasting wealth?
DeMarco says, focus on the process, not on overnight success.
So real wealth, it's built through consistent effort.
Smart decisions, yeah.
And a willingness to learn and adapt.
It's a journey, not a sprint.
He uses examples like Mark Cuban.
And the founder of Vitamin Water.
Right, because behind every overnight success story.
Years of hard work, dedication, probably some failures along the way.
So it's not about waiting for some magical opportunity to fall in your lap.
You got to create it.
You got to put in the work, build a solid foundation.
You got it.
And that brings us to another misconception. That wealth is all about being lucky.
Oh, he tackles this one head on.
Right, because he believes that luck
is created by taking action.
By putting yourself out there.
So those opportunities can find you.
So it's not about sitting around waiting for something good to happen.
It's about being proactive.
Taking risk.
Putting yourself in the right situations.
So before we move on and really dive into that slow lane roadmap, gotta ask, where are you spending your time?
Yeah, think about it.
Are you putting yourself in a position to be lucky?
Or are you letting life pass you by?
That's something to think about.
Big questions.
It's not just about the destination.
It's about the journey, enjoying the ride.
Creating a life that you're excited to wake up to.
Every single day. Absolutely.
And that Lamborghini prophecy, it's not just about the car.
No, it's much bigger than that.
It's about questioning the status quo.
Challenging those limiting beliefs.
Realizing that unconventional paths exist.
You have the power to create your own success story.
Absolutely.
It's all out there for you.
Okay, so we've taken a look at the sidewalk.
Or you're just kind of winging it, yeah.
Right, but now let's explore the slow lane.
That path that seems so responsible.
Right, safe, secure.
But DeMarco argues it's actually the most insidious.
It's like it's disguised as the responsible route.
The good job, good 401k mentality.
Slow and steady wins the race, right?
Exactly.
But it's a marathon when you could be in a Formula One car.
Who wants to wait decades to enjoy life?
Nobody, right? And DeMarco calls this the great deception.
Because it promises security.
Like
mediocrity more often than not.
So what are some signs someone's stuck in the slow lane?
What are the beliefs? What are the behaviors?
Yeah, what characterizes this path?
Okay, slow laners typically believe in things like job security.
Company loyalty.
The magic of compound interest over long periods.
Their priorities are saving diligently.
Investing in the stock market.
Maybe a little real estate on the side.
Sure, but...
It sounds pretty responsible, actually.
Absolutely.
I mean, isn't that what we're all supposed to do?
Right, but the problem is...
Yeah.
This reliance on trading your most valuable asset, your time.
For a limited amount of money.
You're also dependent on things outside of your control.
The market, job security.
For decades. You're sacrificing your present for a very uncertain future.
It's like you're stuck in that 9-to-5 grind.
Playing it safe.
Hoping someday, way down the line, you'll have enough money to finally live the life you dream of.
But what if you're too tired to enjoy it by then?
Or too old.
DeMarco nails it with that wealth in a wheelchair idea.
You might achieve financial independence.
But at what cost?
You've spent the best years of your life working for someone else's dream.
And you're burnt out, unfulfilled.
So the slow lane is all about slow, incremental progress.
Putting your faith in that compound interest.
To eventually work its magic.
But how does this actually play out?
Right. Can you give us an example?
Okay, picture this. Someone graduates college, lands a decent job,
Climbs the corporate ladder.
gets those regular promotions, maxes out their 401k every year,
The frugal,
clip coupons, track expenses.
perfect employee, right?
Seems like it.
So what's the issue?
It comes back to time.
The slow lane hinges on exchanging time for money.
And we all have a limited amount of time.
You're constantly trading hours for dollars.
And there are only so many hours in a day.
And DeMarco argues this makes you so vulnerable.
The things you can't control.
Layoffs, recessions, illness.
It could all derail your plan.
It's like building your house on someone else's land.
What if they decide to sell?
Exactly. And another issue
Well, there are a few.
is inflation.
That nest egg you're building might not be worth much in 20, 30 years.
It's like running on a treadmill.
You're working hard, but not moving forward.
Now, to be fair, DeMarco's not saying saving and investing are bad.
Right. He's saying they shouldn't be the primary drivers of your wealth building.
They should be supplementary.
To a more proactive approach.
Which brings us to the fast lane. So the slow lane is patience, incremental growth, minimizing risk,
The fast lane is about acceleration,
calculated risk,
building your own systems.
creating something that generates wealth much faster,
Exactly. Shifting from consumer to producer.
creating value, generating passive income.
Through businesses, investments that work for you, even when you're not working.
So instead of trading your time for money
You're creating assets that generate wealth.
while you sleep,
That's the idea. It requires a different way of thinking.
embracing risk,
Innovation. Breaking free from that job security mentality.
taking ownership of your financial future.
Realizing you have the power to create something amazing.
But how do you actually make that shift?
From slow lane to fast lane.
Yeah, seems huge.
It starts with recognizing you might be on the wrong roadmap.
DeMarco talks about slow lane symptoms.
Those warning signs.
I'm sure we've all experienced some.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some examples?
Ask yourself, do you constantly feel overworked and underpaid?
Are you always dreaming of someday?
Envying others' success?
Feeling stuck but terrified to change?
So many people are trapped in that cycle.
Working hard but getting nowhere?
How do you break free?
That's the question.
It takes a conscious decision to switch roadmaps.
To challenge those beliefs about money,
About wealth creation, about your own potential,
questioning the status quo,
embracing a different approach.
even if it's uncomfortable.
Absolutely. And remember,
Yeah.
escaping the slow lane doesn't mean becoming a reckless gambler.
Or chasing those get-rich-quick schemes.
DeMarco is very critical of those.
It's about taking calculated risks,
Creating real value,
solving problems.
meeting needs in the marketplace.
So we've looked at the sidewalk.
And the slow lane,
Both have pitfalls.
but valuable lessons.
The sidewalk teaches us about instant gratification.
And the importance of discipline.
The slow lane shows the value of consistency,
The power of compound interest, but
the limitations of trading time for money.
right. So
If you're on either of those roads, don't despair.
you can always change course
And the Millionaire Fast Lane gives you the map.
to make that change.
Now, in the next
The
part,
final part,
we'll really explore the fast lane,
the principles, the strategy
mindset shifts.
to accelerate your journey.
But before we do, I want to leave you with this.
A little something to ponder,
What if the key to financial success isn't working harder?
but working smarter.
What if it's not about sacrificing your present?
But designing a life where you enjoy today and tomorrow.
That's powerful.
It's about creating a life you love right now.
While building a secure and fulfilling future. We've strolled down the sidewalk. We've taken the scenic route on the slow lane.
And now it's time to hit the gas.
It's time to explore the fast lane.
The path to accelerate your journey to wealth and freedom.
Are you ready to break free from all that conventional thinking?
I think so. Are you?
I am. I'm ready to take control.
Let's do it.
So the fast lane, it's all about challenging the status quo.
It's about embracing this proactive approach to wealth creation.
It's entrepreneurial.
Absolutely. It's not just about finding a better job.
Right. Or becoming a stock market guru.
It's about building something bigger.
Creating something that generates passive income.
It gives you control over your time, your choices.
Okay, so that sounds amazing,
Right.
but it also sounds like a lot of work.
Well, it's definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right. So how do you even begin to make that shift?
From slow lane to fast lane.
It seems like such a massive leap.
It all starts with a mindset shift.
Okay, how do we do that?
DeMarco talks about adopting the producer mentality.
So instead of being a consumer, trading time for money,
You become a creator.
building systems that generate wealth.
You're not just working for money, you're making money work for you.
So you're not at the mercy of someone else's decisions anymore.
You become the entrepreneur.
You build something of your own.
It's empowering.
But that requires a different set of skills.
You got to embrace risk, innovation. You got to be learning constantly.
Stepping outside that comfort zone.
And challenging yourself to create something truly valuable.
Okay, so mindset is key.
Yeah.
But what about the practical steps?
What can people actually do?
How do you build wealth in the fast lane?
Well, DeMarco outlines several business models.
And I think exploring these can spark some ideas.
Absolutely. He talks about creating and selling your own products.
Building online businesses.
Like e-commerce, digital courses, software.
Real estate investing.
Even developing intellectual property.
So it's about finding a model that aligns with your interests.
Your skills, your vision.
And it's not just about starting any business, right?
You got to choose the right model, one with potential for growth.
And this is where DeMarco talks about leverage.
Oh, yes.
Using systems, technology to amplify your efforts.
Leverage is crucial in the fast lane.
It's about working smarter, not just harder.
You got
reaching a wider audience.
With the internet, you can reach millions.
You can automate tasks, build communities.
Create systems that work for you 24/7.
That's incredibly powerful.
It is. It really is.
But let's be realistic. Entrepreneurship, it's not always easy.
There are definitely bumps in the road.
How do you deal with setbacks?
And even failures, right?
Yeah, because DeMarco's very clear.
The fast lane is not a guaranteed path to riches.
There will be challenges.
Setbacks, even failures along the way.
And I think it's important to acknowledge that.
Absolutely. It's not all overnight success and glamorous lifestyles.
It takes hard work, resilience.
The ability to adapt, learn from your mistakes.
And DeMarco encourages us to view those failures
not as roadblocks, but as learning opportunities.
It's about pivoting, adjusting your strategy.
Never giving up on that ultimate goal of freedom.
One thing that really resonates with me is DeMarco's emphasis on control.
Oh, yeah.
In the slow lane, you're at the mercy of so many things.
Your employer, the economy, the stock market.
Forces outside of your control.
But in the fast lane,
you're calling the shot.
You have the power to make decisions, to adapt, to shape your own destiny.
It's not just about building wealth.
It's about building a life of freedom.
You're building a life you truly love.
Pursuing your passions.
Making an impact.
Spending your time doing what matters.
In that sense of purpose.
That fulfillment.
It's often missing in the slow lane.
It's not just about the money. It's about the freedom to live on your own terms.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Mindset, business models, leverage, dealing with setbacks, the power of control.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But is this really achievable for everyone?
DeMarco believes it is.
He says the fast lane is accessible to anyone.
Who's willing to put in the work, embrace the right mindset, develop the skills?
It's not about luck or privilege or special talents.
It's about taking ownership of your financial future.
And creating your own opportunities.
You have more control than you think.
And the Millionaire Fast Lane, it's more than just a financial guide.
It's a blueprint for personal transformation.
It's about challenging those limiting beliefs.
Stepping outside your comfort zone, taking control.
It's inspiring. It's thought-provoking.
Even if you don't agree with everything.
It makes you think differently.
About wealth creation, about work, about what matters.
And that's the real power of this book.
It's a wake-up call.
To stop settling.
To break free from the slow lane.
To start designing a life of abundance, freedom, and fulfillment.
And that's what we all want, right?
Absolutely. And this deep dive, it's been a game changer for me.
Me too.
I'm fired up to hit the gas on my own fast lane journey.
Yeah, let's go.
And I encourage all of you listening, take these principles, apply them to your own lives.
Start building your own path.
To wealth and freedom.
Remember,
the fast lane is out there.
It's up to you to get in the driver's seat.
And start driving.